Hello, this is Maxus Roy. Let's go to review the G1 Series or Series 86. Well, this in the package is photo of his friends with red in brackets, but since this is spiritually meant to be, I'm going to call this figure Rumble. If take issue with that, or another. So anyway, so this is the version that's black and red. I think the robot is more black than it is red. You do get sort of gold. So one of also Autobot vibes. Yeah. So goes the back. Well, there isn't really any cable. You do have some hollow parts and the back as well. Cheers with that sort of transformation. So see, so what is going to so sky blue and silver. So articulation, the head is portrait. You can hit it up and down. Rotates 360 degrees. There's a get the side segment. So that's so the answer for anything you can rotate them. 160 degrees. Double, so double. You can use them this or like that. Because of the transformation. That's actually it for the arms. The no hand-on articulation. There isn't a waist joints. So you can make bigger do the splits well in a very impressive manner. No ankle hinges, unfortunately. You can make the figure sit down. You have the legs kick back like this or like that. And well, you can rotate the shins 160 degrees. Mainly because of the transformation. So not the most articulate. So I mean the core tend to be less articulate than most like figures. It's nowadays just get it all measured. I can position the arms however you want, and I think I try to make sure they're to level with the torso, but try and get it all lined up. Anyway, comes to accessories. You actually a good amount of accessories for a core class figure. Starts off with you get a pair of guns. Specs. That have around the world now, and so which go to the ports on the front. So don't really plug it to the hands, unfortunately. Instead, go for the more toy accurate styling and have to be plugged onto the front. So here it's a bit difficult to do it. Oh, okay. Small in. There we go. So now you can see Rumble can now wield his guns, and of course, if versus Frenzy, who's mainly will you can have this figure of the guns. But I don't. Now you can store the guns if we don't want Rumble to wield them. So come to the back here. Have you got supports at the back? Make sure that these insects away from each other. So there we go. You got the complete look there, which is nice. But that's not all. Since you do get a pair of pile drivers. Each pile driver is actually come with two pieces. You do get these cap sections. So you just plug them in. It's just difficult to get some like teaching with the caps. Yeah. Now, sure, that's the thing. You can't plug it all the way in, but it is. Do it for now, but it is going to be that you can pull them out a bit. So if you want to certain poses of the pile drive, so actually using them. Now to get Rubble to roll the pile drivers, you have to start the transformer by tucking the fist into the forearms, like so. Rotate 90 degrees and pretty much brings up the at you. I've noticed that the guns have popped off. I think for now I'll just plug this one back in. There we go. And you're pretty much doing the same thing, of course, with the other arm. Yep. And then what you do is that you use this large, and it slides into the floor as like so. Try to slide it all the way in. There we go. I think that's as much as it can move. I think the gun on the gun's falls off again. I'll just put the other plug the other one. I'll try it in again, plugging it in as much as I can. There we go. And okay, both guns support us, so go on ahead, pop them back in. There we go. And so that. So now if we want to have actually use the pile drivers and once have the left like so, you go. Going on, so we have. But those haven't actually got the ball on the way yet, but oh well. I think we can bend the legs even further. There's another way of storing the guns. If you wanted to. Yep. And since you do actually get these ports to the bar, you can either have the with you or have them face forwards. So that's an option that you can do if you wanted to. So we actually don't really give this figure the guns. If Rommel, who has the pile drivers, and she said give it to see, so we're sorry, so there we go, got this going on here. So bending the legs, so I think I'll try and get it displaying Rumble. Actually, this bird one So I better just have it all straightened out pretty much, since it just put a bit of cranes to do. Anyway, so I think that's time for me to there you go, so just slide the pole drivers out, which will be, oh, there we go, that's one out. Okay, this was a bit more difficult. May have to do junk out if necessary. Yeah. Okay then, so the trucks, it is new bridge. It's similar to the siege figure transforms. So to start off with, rotate the it's 180 degrees. Back, you then tuck it in. It's in, and there with the arms. If you haven't done that already, to tuck the fist into the front. Then what you do is that you use the double, so moving top hinge up, actually bottom hinge up, top hinge down, whatever. That it would be, just have set up like so. You do the same thing with the other side. Quickly, up first. Oh, and then in the process, the other. Hold it in. There we go. Now for the legs. So what do? Well, if you haven't done it already, you tuck the foot into the shin, which is all this. Increase. You then rotate the shin 90 degrees outwards. Make sure that the sort of and then what she does, this is the core as far as trust she goes, mate. The switch. You then use the knee joints to down, just start. You do get these two tabs at the shin, which go to the sort of the back and at the inner side of the forearm. Just it's on like so. Make sure it's all tagged in. Then you do the same thing with the underside, the other side. And there we go. That's in his cassette tape mode. It's not the cleanest outstairs, and you can still see the back of his head, but full of the silver and the sky blue. Let's mix up the reds. Down to the back. Yeah, it's pretty just the roll folded up. Pretty much the fully covered up would be the face. And you still see the back of the heads. It's on the front. You get these nice mint detailing on the cassette there. And now, on its own, not that much you can really do with it. So if you want to bring in the guards, you can plug them onto where they would be stored with the robots modes. This is something that you can do if you wanted to. I don't really bother doing that. What you can do is that if you your version of the net. So I've got the Legacy United re-release. So you can also use the Siege version or even Kingdom Blaster if you really wanted to. So open up chest, you can indeed. So just push it into trees, close it up. Yeah, you can store more in Soundwave. So this is what he looks like in Soundwave's chest. So there's a little bit of a gap, as you can see here. As if you push it in, can be a bit difficult to try and open it back up. You may have to actually try pull the chest open. Yeah, the chest moving. Rumble himself is now not wanting to. It's becoming even more difficult. There we go. Just try out. There we go. Slide about. Close it up. Yeah, so not the chest isn't really the best handled when it comes to getting a Decepticon out. There we go. That's all that's had to say about Geoshu's Rumble. I do think this is a pretty cool figure. I think the rubber mode looks great. I think Again is pretty cool. The transformation is to do, and I think the way that the legs fold up is pretty cool. And let's see, thing comes to issues that it's a little bit more smart, and there's not that much that you can really do with the cassette image, which is good. I wouldn't necessarily say it's great. It's I'm going to give Trouble. I think either either an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. So we'll have